going to go into headlines and subject lines. I got your little worksheet over here. I handed them out. You got more? Oh, you got the actual matching worksheet for the IDSG Business Academy. Why don't you give me one of those two, and we'll go over this. Do you want to do this section, Bob? You know how I always chime in, but I could give you some support on it. You want to? Okay. All right, so I'm going to turn it over to Bob. He's going to kind of cover some subject lines and headlines, and I'll try not to chime in too much, but you know how it is.
So we kind of got this worksheet broken down between subject line and headline. So subject lines, we're recommending keep your email lines short and sweet. Use a familiar sender name. So that's where you're sending your email from. Make sure that it's a familiar sender name, that is not coming from a place that the people don't even know who it is. Crazy, we're getting to the bottom of this already. Use personalized tokens, example name or location in the subject. So like if you're sending to a list that you know all the people are in Albuquerque, you could use the word Albuquerque in the subject line. You can use a short code. Great. We can help you make a code that will actually put the person's name in the subject line. That can be helpful. Sometimes I get a kick out of those, and I'll click just because I think, hey, you wrote my name in the subject line.
I like it when I see my name in the subject line.
Segmenting your list. So we talked about, we got started on lists last week. So a good use of a list and subscription is to get segmentation going on. So people are signing up for a certain reason, and you can categorize them because of that and speak to them more specifically that way. We're saying don't make false promises. Do tell them what's inside your email.
No. Don't tell them what's inside the email.
I said do, but no. We also have be a little mysterious on here.
Yeah, like put don't. Instead of do, put N''T on there. Don't tell them what's inside the email. You want to create a little bit of suspense, because if you tell them what's in the email, they could make a decision they don't want to open it right there. Be a little, not ambiguous, but intriguing. Yes.
Like
I've seen a lot of emails go out that are very specific. Like it says there's going to be class on Tuesday. But
Yeah.
Some very specific. This is a call for vendors.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah. Your access code is inside. Like
right.
when you have to give somebody something, it's good to have it in the subject line.
Yeah, don't put the access code in the subject line.
Right. Don't put the access code in the subject side, but login credentials. Your login credentials. Yeah. That way when they're looking for it, like, oh, I got to find my login credentials, that's when you want to put what's inside. But if you're trying to make a pitch or you're trying to make some kind of sales message, you want that subject line to be intriguing, right? But if you're delivering something, then put what's inside in the subject line. Like if it's at your access credentials, it's like, yes, I want to know where my login credentials are. I don't want anybody messing with my head with regards to the login credentials. It's like your login credentials. Okay, so if you're delivering something, put that it's in there. But if you're trying to do a marketing message, you don't want to exactly tell them what's inside unless it's an actual piece of something that leads to another something else.
Yeah. It's got to pertain to what's inside, but don't give away the fun.
Right.
Time it right. I'm not really sure what I mean by time it right. What do you think I meant by time it right?
Well, you don't want to send it at midnight, right? So if you send it at like...
Yeah, as far as timing like that, and also timing with regards to, what it is you're doing relative to the program. You know how when we send an email out on, it's Worksheet Wednesdays. Well, we don't want to send Worksheet Wednesdays on Tuesday or Thursday. We want Worksheet Wednesdays to go out on Wednesday. And then when we send the one out on Sunday, it says, see you at class tomorrow, right? That's immediately before
It's gotta
class.
go out the day before class.
Right.
It'll be tomorrow.
So it's just time.
Yeah, just make sure your timing's right. People check emails more during the day between 9 and 6 that's the same time that people respond to Facebook posts. People aren't responding to Facebook posts so much in non-work hours. So you know what people are doing while they're on the job. That's what this Facebook analytics are saying. People are checking their Facebook or work. But when they get home, there's
that Magnetize Your Audience got the information straight from Justin Livingston's mouth that he has researched in over a 48-hour period that no matter what time you send the mail in the first place, it equals out over 48 hours that you get about the same over.
But I think times are changing. Like things are changing. People are not using the internet the same way they were using it. They're not all excited about Facebook anymore. They just know it's okay. It's just this side tool now. People have gotten really burned out in the last couple of years on just sitting there scrolling on their Facebook wall. They're starting to go like, I need a life here. This is crazy. It's been eating me up. So yeah, go ahead. Right. That's why you got to make these subject lines special. Now, I also want to mention the subject line and the blog post headline. You should make that blog post headline pretty compelling. They could be pretty much analogous. You can have the same subject line as the blog post headline. The blog post headline can be the same thing as the subject line, which is the headline for this Facebook post, which is the same thing as the Twitter post, because it's got to be compelling. The idea is to make it intriguing, make it interesting, make it compelling. And we'll go a little deeper into that in a minute.
This nice stat right here that says 33% of email recipients decide whether or not to open an email based on the subject line alone. 40% of emails are opened on mobile devices, so use less than 50 characters in your subject line or it will get cut off. We say use concise language, start with action-oriented verbs, pose a compelling question, and use caps sparingly. Note. Also, since we're talking about subject lines, we've got a link here, and also that's why I pulled up this page with the worksheet and the download and where the video will be. We didn't have a video last time, but this time around, I'll probably redo this so it's a little more smooth. But we'll have a video to go with this one. So avoiding spam trigger words. We've got a link down here for the spam trigger words.
Why is that? Oh, I see. Okay.
So we've got 74 words, such as like free. Free could be free is spam.
Free, amazing. There's certain words that the spam checkers are looking for that will flag your email as spam because it might have one or two of the spam keywords in it, and then it ends up going in the junk mail folder, and then people have to go and whitelist your email address because the first time around it seemed like spam. So it's important to not use the same kind of words that you wouldn't open an email if it said it in there.
Here we go. So here
$, 100% free, act now, add, affordable, amazing stuff, apply now, auto email removal, billion, cash bonus, cheap, collect child support, compare rates, compete for your business, credit bureaus, dig up dirt on friends, double your income, earn dollars, earn extra cash, eliminate debt, email marketing, explode your business, extra income, free, fast cash, financial freedom, financially independent, free gift, free grant money, free info, free installation. It goes on and on. But there's certain things. Weight loss, yeah, there's certain things that you get are going to be 98% of the emails that are coming to you, you don't ever see because the spam checkers are finding these emails. They know that they're being sent by robots. And so you only see about 2% of the emails that are actually being sent to you because your email services are filtering out the vast majority of emails that are coming to your email address.
And we're suggesting you can do A/B testing on your subject line. So you can split your email into 2 separate lists and do separate subject lines and see which one performs better. So write an email and then split your list that you're going to send it to 2 equal lists and send it out to both of them with different subject lines and see which one performs better?
That means the email can have the same content in the body, but you change the subject lines. You could have two different subject lines because you might be dealing with a couple of different kinds of mentalities on your list. Some that might have a sense of humor and some that might not. Okay? So you could A/B split test that email and see which subject line works better. Whichever one works better, then you can do that, continue to use that subject line
On that matter,
in the
can you
future.
switch it and then do a VA test and try it on the other system?
Use your imagination. Well, basically what you're doing is you're trying to see which has a higher response rate, and inside your software system, you can actually see your open rates. So if you send out an email and it had a really low open rate, you can select the group of people that didn't open it, and then you could put a new subject line in there. They're not going to know the difference because they didn't open the email anyway. They're not going to know what was the content of that email anyway. Just change the subject line, and then you'll get more opens with the next subject line. Yeah. Yeah, you just send to the people who didn't open. You change the subject line, and you get so you get more people to open your email.
Okay, so that's probably enough about subject lines. We can talk about headlines as well.
Okay.
Which we've also passed up.
Okay, there's a couple of other notes on here. I do want to make would you do that A/B split testing there? Okay, urgency. Urgency is the fear of missing out. Creating urgency in your headlines can increase your results. I put some notes here. You can sometimes include some things you could try out. They've been known to work and have a higher open rate using statistics in your headlines, including numbers, keeping them real simple but powerful language. I'm going to get into that next. You want to potentially use your niche market keywords in there. You want to make a bold, emotionally compelling statement. I'll get into that. Questions. You have a higher open rate when you ask a question. Instead of making a statement, instead of telling people, putting it on the table, people are curious. If you ask the right question, they're going to drop right into your funnel. Okay? And be a little mysterious. So I got some other references and resources that we're going to make available on the website because there's stacks. And I don't want to just I can hand you stacks of paper, but you can go over here and look on the website. So Bob's going to show you. I guess it's in your extra resources?
Yep.
Okay. The extra resources, I'm going to read you a quote right now. As the great writer Dale Carnegie said, read you this quote. As the great writer Dale Carnegie said, when dealing with people, remember you're not dealing with creatures of logic, but creatures of emotion. So when you're communicating with people, you don't want to just sit there, be dry and boring and just, rattling off statistics and historical facts and all those things that make you fall asleep in social studies class or whatever. But what you want to do is you want to actually get them involved by engaging their emotions and their curiosity. By using the right words in your content, you can appeal to these emotions. So I'm going to kind of go over a few things here. You want to, I've got some references here. One that's called 400 plus words that you can use immediately to trigger emotional responses, right? And there's certain kinds of emotional responses that you can get out of people. Get them to burn with anger, why people get hot and bothered. Okay, so some examples of anger words, and we don't want to use boring words. Okay, these are trigger words, emotional trigger words. There's a list of them. There's 400 emotional trigger words on this list. We got another list. It's probably got some together, but they've got them grouped by category, by the emotional state that you're trying to compel. And then there's also those other ones. Where's about that other list? Did you make a copy of that other list of the three kinds of subject lines?
We have the 10 kinds.
Where's that?
Well, that's 8 of them.
Oh, okay.
And then here's the page right behind it.
Direct headline. The indirect headline. Okay, I'm just going to go over this one here before we get into the emotional responses.
I can make the screen bigger on
So there's kinds of headlines that you can use. There's a direct headline. It goes straight to the heart of the matter without any attempt at cleverness. Okay, like pure silk blouse is 30% off. But that's only going to be relative to people that are shopping for what you've got, and they're already educated about it. And like a good example of how this would work was like with Santa Fe Olive Oil and Balsamic Vinegar Company when it was still owned by the original owners before they sold it, and then the new guy went out of business. But the original owners, they knew what to do, and we came on board and we just managed it for them. It says, I'm having a sale. They had a list of people that run out of balsamic vinegar and olive oil on a regular basis, and they wait for the coupon to come in the email. So it sends out an email coupon once a month, and then people come in and they use the coupon in the store because they're going through the product. Every month they're running out of olive oil and balsamic vinegar, and so when he puts the sale coupon out, people take the sale coupon, they come in and buy in the store. Okay, so what he calls commodities, those things that are renewable, like they go through them every month, that works really good for those. The indirect headline, it uses curiosity to raise a question in the reader's mind. The answer to such question is revealed in the body of the article. Often a double meaning is utilized, which is useful. Example here, oh, that's too much. Okay. The news headline, as long as the news itself is actually news, a product announcement, an improved version, or even a content scoop can be the basis of a compelling news headline. The how-to headline, it's effective both online and offline. Many advertising writers claim if you begin with the words how-to, you can't write a bad headline. How to write effective headlines, how to upload videos on Facebook, you know. How-tos work pretty good. Question headline. It must do more than simply ask a question. It must be a question that the reader can empathize with, or would you like to see answered. The command headline, it tells people what to do. The first word should be a strong verb demanding action. Right? This type of headline is best used when the information, product, or service you are writing about eliminates the need for some equipment, a difficult task, or a big expense. The example here is teach yourself math. It's telling them what to do. It's a result they want, and it's implying they can get it right now. The reason why. This type of headline is useful when the body of the article consists of a numbered list of product, features, or tips, which you then incorporate into the headline. The example is 20 reasons why Linux is better than Windows. Okay. I heard a chuckle out of Rebecca over there. Are you running you're running Linux now? Are you much more satisfied with Linux?
Well, I've never gotten a virus ever.
What about them little pop-ups that try to sell you upgrades to? You get any pop-ups that try to sell you upgrades?
Yeah.
They try to sell you. No, but on your operating system.
No.
Okay, there you go.
No, never.
update.
Mm-hmm.
All right then.
That's why I went 7 years without an update.
Okay, number 7 is the reason why headline. Oh, I just did that one. The testimonial headline. Headline's effective because it presents outside proof that you offer great value. This involves taking what someone else has said about you, your website or service, and using their actual words in your headline. Using direct quotes lets the reader know that they are reading a testimonial. The body of the article should discuss further the testimonial quote. For example, open source software is more effective, admits Bill Gates. Okay, so there's
2 more on here, benefit or gain headline and guarantee.
Right, benefit, gain, benefits sell features. Oh, benefits sell, features don't. Know your market well so the benefits you're writing about resonate. So when you mention a benefit inside the headline, this is really, or a gain, what they could gain, that's extremely valuable. The guarantee, state a desirable benefit and guarantee results or other benefits, but be sure you can back up your promises. And there's also kind of like a threat headline. that implies that you're going to miss out on something, or that you're going to suffer if you don't like take action, or you mentioned the suffering in the headline. These things are all emotionally compelling. And I'm going to go a little deeper into the emotional compelling and some keywords.
Okay.
Yeah, well, it's on the website here.
Yeah, the
Okay.
example we had came with,
Okay. And
but
so
we found other ones, so we want to make sure we have it. It's on the website.
we still got plenty of time, so it's no big deal. I'm going to go over some of the different kinds of emotions that you can, and some examples of the emotional words that you can use. Get them to burn with anger, okay? Because something is wrong and action needs to be taken to correct it. Unfortunately, most people wait until a situation becomes intolerable before doing something about it. However, social media can be used to fan the flames. Here's some of the best words that you can use to get people angry. Okay, other words for anger: fury, rage, wrath, indignation, umbrage, antagonistic, gall, outrage, chagrin, resentment, rankle, outrage. This one twice. So these are the special kinds of words that actually affect us on a deeper, more psychological level. They're not just ordinary, plain old words. Let's say here, charged words that should be used sparingly, but do affect an emotional response: abuse, evil, loser, punish, hate, ruthless, backstabbing, maul, money grubbing, bully, no good, crooked, sniveling, crush, pound, lies, violence, coward, payback, lying. Like, aren't all these words kind of like, ooh, it's kind of ruffle your feathers? Okay. Words that inspire action: animosity, irritation, mad, enmity, resentment, bitterness, vexation, hissy fit, ire, force-fed, stuck-up, disgusting, snooty, know-it-all, preposterous, snotty, combination, blow-up, revolting, arrogant, foul, sick and tired, loathsome, smug, underhanded, obnoxious, snob. You don't have to write these down. We got the resources online. I just tried to, like, you could see that as I'm reading these, each one of these is like, it's just kind of poking at you, right? That's the whole point, that it kind of gets you in the gut. Learn from Cosmopolitan magazine. Take a look at the cover of Cosmopolitan magazine, and you notice that they regularly tap into lust on their headlines. Okay. This is interesting. Okay. Words for lust: desire, fervor, itch, appetite, craving, longing, thirst, covet, wantonness, licentiousness. Okay. If you can integrate some of these words in relative to your message, people are going to open that subject line. If you've got a good product, it's ethical to compel them to improve their life with that good product. Unfortunately, some of these companies and corporations are not necessarily have products that are really improving people's lives, right? But they're using these tactics. If you've got a product that's going to improve people's lives, then it is kind of within reason to compel them into your program. Even sexually charged words, those work really well. Dirty, shameless, lick, provocative, steamy, exposed, aphrodisiac, sweaty, whip, sensual, lechery, libido, carnality, lewdness, prurience. Like, is your marketing libido low? Okay. Do you have low marketing libido? Do you have low sales libido? Right? People would open that. Wouldn't that, like, doesn't that sound kind of almost compelling? It's almost provocative. It's like, well, kind of, sort of. All right, then. I guess I'll open this. So it doesn't necessarily have to do with what you would ordinarily think. So you can make that correlation in another level, and people will kind of get the humor in it, and it can be relatively compelling. Okay, words that jump off the screen: thrilling, hypnotic, tantalizing, sinful, forbidden, tawdry, scandalous, lonely, brazen, animalism, excitement, urge, cupidity, appetition, yen, hunger, appetence, passion, burn, debauchery, self-indulgence, yearn, want, need. Okay. Curiosity words. Tempt and intrigue them with curiosity. Interest, concern, questioning, wondering, investigation, inquiring, thirst for knowledge, eagerness, searching, inquisitiveness. Is this the answer you were searching for? I would open that subject line. Well, I'm searching for answers all the time. Might as well check it out. You know, even just using one trigger word in your subject line can make all the difference in the world. You could quadruple your click-throughs just by adding a tasty, compelling word in there. Electric words. Controversial, banned, off limits, backdoor, concealed, little known, unusual, underused, smuggled, blacklisted, withheld, strange, bootleg, unauthorized, censored, black market, outlawed, illegal, covered up. You know, I get these, we get all these emails in and it's like, it's interesting, like why the government doesn't want this Tesla technology released, right? It's like, ooh, because, you know, there's that like free electricity deal, right? It's like, oh, you could get off the grid, right? So they send these subject lines that are like, you know, check this out before it gets this banned technology and stuff like that. And it's like to do it yourself, build Tesla power generators so that you get free power. You don't have to be on the, right? Reduce your power, like why, you know, so why the government doesn't want this information released can be a, you know, that's how they're marketing that stuff. Let's see here. Enticing words that have in your arsenal. Insider, hidden, behind the scenes, private, confidential, secrets, forgotten, confessions, lost, snooping, intrusiveness, newsmonger, examining. And it goes on and on. Okay. Safety words. Insulation, security, assurance, shelter, safeness, immunity, cover, inviolability, defense, freedom. So safety is an emotional factor. Comforting words, unconditional, tested, results, ironclad, lifetime, research, certified. Authentic, refund, backed, privacy, money back, recession proof, proven, endorsed, official, best-selling, protected, verified. Those are comfort words that actually gain people's confidence. It's like the authority, credibility, expertise. It's that would be part of the how do I buy in your sales message. Words that are the written equivalent of a security blanket. No strings attached. Try before you buy. Cancel anytime. No questions asked. No risk. No obligation. Surety, impregnability, faithfulness, upholding, infallibility, dependability, reliability, transparency, trustworthiness, durability, safekeeping, long-term, shield, perpetuation, promise, support, preserve, certainly insurance, safekeeping, warranty, guarantee. You ever hear anything that sounded like that?
You have me comforted.
Okay. Okay. Encouraging and inspiring words. Motivation, hunch, vision, enthusiasm, insight, creativity, thought, notion, stimulus, idea. Okay. Words that get shares. Social media, words that get shares. Brainchild, spark, impulse, muse, whim, animus, revelation, deep thinking, illumination, spur, afflatus, genius, awakening, insight, revivify, boost, embolden, rally, inspirit, prop up, hearten, psych up, strengthen. Other encouragement. What's that?
That brings hope. But that's the word. Those are the words that are
These
more shared. Like
that was the social media sharing ones. You put those in your okay, we could try to leverage this a little bit. Why not? If you put a little leverage in each little section, you're going to get an overall composite greater response on calls to action. All of these worksheets are in Bob's supplemental areas that we can help you get them out. Other encouraging words: egg on, propose, recommend, promote, advocate, campaign for, kindle, champion, instigate, stir, refresh, galvanize, rouse, buck up, applaud, assist, influence, approach, buoy, cheer up, goad, reassure, excite, praise. So if you get a cause, you use the right words, use words of encouragement, that may be the angle. Okay? Words for happiness. Happiness is not only contagious, but online communities may magnify its intensity. Okay, so share good news and posts that evoke happiness. Words for happiness: merry, cheerful, grateful, ecstatic, chirpy, jolly, tickled, sunny, glad, lively.
You said happy was married?
Merry.
Mary, M-E-R-R.
Mary.
Mary.
Mary. Well, some people are happily, not some people are happily married, but nevertheless. Yeah, I think we have at least one or two of those folks in the room. Okay. Words that are the happiest of happy. It says here, reserved for content that really needs to hook the customer in. Okay, here we're going to go. Overjoyed, blithe, gleeful, spectacular, triumph, stunning, breathtaking, miracle, wonderful, victory, excited, sensational, amazing, blissful, uplifting, valor, eye-opening, daring, jubilant, devoted, magic, fulfilling, mind-blowing, heartfelt, spirit. Okay. Other joyful words that can be incorporated in here: hope, fearless, hero, conquer, belief, audacity, flying high, faith, defiance, cheer, bravery, guts, heart, grit, chipper, playful, light, peaceful, upbeat, perky, exultant, on cloud nine, and then instilling fear. Worry, anxiety, concern, terror, phobia, distress, doubt, trepidation, foreboding, creeps. Insulting words: fooled, bumbling, stupid, crazy, horrific, gullible, frightening, toxic, victim, lunatic, silly, slave, dumb, feeble, cripple. Loaded, explosive words: tailspin, caution, catastrophe, blood-curdling, hack, trap, disastrous, collapse, invasion, risky, scary, insidious, targeted, lurking, mistake, warning, plummet, embarrass, wounded, painful, jeopardy, danger, shatter, hazardous, peril, hoax, poison, looming, nightmare, beware, devastating, played. Had enough yet? There's more. Got a whole nother list. So that was from the 400 plus. Oh yeah? Okay. I'm just going to read the headlines of these. I'm not going to read you the words. Okay. So the emotional state of curiosity, the emotional state of urgency, the emotional state of confusion and helplessness, the emotional state of anger, the emotional state safe and satisfied, the emotional state happy and alive, the emotional, got lists on these, the emotional state inspired, the emotional state relaxed and peaceful. So these are some really powerful secrets. This is the stuff right here that when Spaceport Pros, when we first opened up and we were sending all those emails at first to like all those people and stuff, that we're getting a 40% open rate on our emails, which is unheard of in the industry, really. A 40% open rate on emails consistently. It's because we're using really super compelling headlines, and they're like, people are wondering, what are those Spaceport Pros up to now? Right? So, any questions?
All right, so I did see just two more things I wanted to mention on here. Using numbers in subject lines and headlines is helpful. So a number of something. I know Rebecca was checking this out behind Gandalf, but I've got this resource here is templates for the subject lines and headlines. So this is helpful. So this first one says number in it. So it's a number plus an adjective plus a noun plus a keyword plus a promise. So 6 simple formulas to write catchy headlines in 2 minutes. So this is a nice resource that I found that I also gave us access to. So like a how-to action keyword promise, how to write a catchy headline to any blog post. Definition plus guide to plus action plus keyword plus promise, an easy guide to writing a catchy headline in under 2 minutes. So, and so on. I don't think I need to go through all those, but some ideas and templates there that can help you get to subject lines and headlines that are proven to work.
And this is brought together with supplemental resources.
Yes, all under that one. And this one also, I did give a whole bunch of links under the worksheet. If I go back, the worksheet page, all these links are here. And I'm going to add one more link for the keyword research. So I have a note on the worksheet. Thehot.com has a free keyword research tool that all you have to do is sign up with your email and I'll let you have access to it. They don't bug me too bad. I think they've actually helped me on the phone once or twice.
Oh, yeah.
My keyword research is going great. Thanks for checking in. Do you need help with anything? No, I'm good.
Very cool. Wow, that was fun. I really enjoyed sharing that with you guys because it's really exciting when you start playing around with this stuff and you're seeing the results. You're like, oh my gosh, the results. Like when we saw this 40% open rates, I was like, oh, this is unreal. I can't believe it. You know, people in this town must be really bored or we're doing something right.
I think Chloe gets the highest.
So when this is really going to factor in. I mean, some of you are doing a little email campaigns and whatnot. This is really going to factor in when you're structuring your email campaign sequence, when you're doing a sequence for leading up to a sales page. You be careful that your subject lines, one kind of leads to another, that you're building up in a campaign. So when you're thinking about 4 or 5 different emails in a sequence, then you can start dialing in your subject lines according to the content and start making it really exciting. It's really a thrill. That's why it's part of why we love this industry is it's about communication, marketing, helping people. And when you start really getting through, it makes a world of difference. So any questions on this week's class or the subject lines? Right on, cool. Well, thank you all for coming and investing your time with us.